was just a magical whirlwind run. I mean, the school had never even won a game in the NCAA tournament.
A blast from the past today. Head coach Mark Few reflecting on the last time Gonzaga took on UConn in the Elite Eight. Good evening and thanks for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Cody Proctor. Now, while it is all fun and games to reflect on past tournaments, the Zags have a very real matchup tomorrow night. Sports Director Travis Green's breaking down how the team's preparing to take on UConn.
Gonzaga is coming off an all-time game on Thursday night. Julian Strother with a shot that will go down in Gonzaga history to beat UCLA. But now the Zags have to quickly turn their attention to a real tough UConn team.
It was kind of one of those things, kind of like a short memory, because I mean, in March there was no time to dwell on the past and you know try to live in that moment too much. But yeah, I mean, tomorrow's already game day, so that's what we got our eyes set on.
Everybody's fired up and excited to still be playing in the greatest sporting event in the world. So, but it was a short night, and UConn presents a lot of problems.
Those problems come in big man Adama Sanogo and sophomore guard Jordan Hawkins. Sanogo leads the Huskies with over 17 points a game.
Easy All-American caliber player. Uses his body really well. He's strong, he's aggressive. He gets a lot of his misses back, which I think is underrated part of his game. He presents a lot of challenges, and he's a smart player. So, I mean, he's going to be a handful for sure.
Hawkins averaged over 16 points a game this season and is coming off a 24-point performance in the win over Arkansas in the Sweet 16.
You can be there in his space and have a hand up, and he's still able to hit those. He's so dangerous. He's had, I think, multiple 20-point halves, and so he's definitely at the top of our list.
The last time Gonzaga had a game-winning shot in the tourney, they ended up disappointed in the following game. Drew Timmy's hoping to take what he learned from that into Saturday.
We did celebrate. It was the Final Four, we won the championship. Like, that's such a huge moment. And this year what we did was we just watched film right when we got home. And I think that helped a lot, kind of put things into perspective. And we saw how good UConn was. And obviously that moment was great, but it is a quick turnaround, and that's what makes the tournament so hard.
Tip-off for Gonzaga and UConn is set for 5:49 right here at T-Mobile Arena. In Las Vegas, Travis Green, KREM 2 Sports.
He's our special one.
Yeah.
And why is he the special one?
Because he came on right out of high school, a young, strapping young man, and grandmas kind of go for that.
You know, whatever works. Last night, we brought you one of the most exclusive watch parties for the Zags in town. Grandmas for Greg got together to cheer on little Ben Gregg, and they immediately stole our hearts. The grandmas were so excited to see Ben Gregg hit the court last night. They stayed up with the team way past their normal bedtimes, but they said it was absolutely worth it. We caught up with Ben Gregg in the locker room this afternoon to get his reaction to all the support that he's been receiving from the ladies.
It's crazy. I had no idea who they were. I mean, I heard about Grandmas for Greg. That was my grandma because I know she's a big Gonzaga fan. But it was at a different nursing home, I guess. But I mean, it's awesome. I had no idea, but seeing that is really cool. I'm going to go out there after the season ends for sure and visit with them for a little bit. And it's really cool. It's really special. It shows that how diverse the Gonzaga fan community is.
And you'll be happy to hear Ben Gregg's planning to make a visit to the Grandma for Greg's next month. We'll be sure to keep you updated on when that happens. Now, the ladies at Evergreen Fountain aren't the only Zag super fans. The residents at Good Samaritan are all giving them a run for their money when it comes to GU loyalty.
It's my team. Whenever I know they're on and I'm awake, I'll tell you what, I have this horrible habit of falling asleep about the time they come on. And there's nobody there to wake me up. So I wake up and I see the end of it.
So if you think you are the biggest Zag fan, well, you might want to think again. I know some really good contenders. Finally, the Zags face 4-seed UConn this Saturday in Vegas at 5:49 p.m. on TBS, and we'll have full coverage before and after the game right here on KREM 2 News, so don't go anywhere else. In the meantime, let's go to a different kind of March Madness. After a mixed bag of weather these past few days, I think We're all hoping the sun comes back. Let's check in right now with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo for a look at the forecast, one that brought snow tonight.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where earlier today, Cody, our boss, was in and she said, "What is going on with all the snow?" And I said, "It's March, whatever." That's kind of the way it is. I did kind of brush it off, but seriously, it is March, and that is what happens here in the inland Northwest. Temperatures sit just above freezing right now, and we're watching a lot of that moisture kind of dissipate across the region, so that's a bit of good news if you don't like snow. Bad news is if you don't like snow, we might see more. And right now, it looks like we catch a break tomorrow morning, maybe even see a little bit of sun, but by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, we do get another batch of those scattered showers. Likely is going to be a bit heavy at times and likely is going to fall as either snow or graupel. And the reason is we just have so much cold air overhead that unfortunately that's just what we get to deal with. Tomorrow, temperatures still climb into the mid 40s despite that chance of snow. And on Sunday, we're talking mostly cloudy and a little bit cooler feeling. And by Monday, we're back up near 50 and climbing as we head through a good chunk of next week.
And Jeremy, thank you so much. Now, while today started off, we saw some sunshine, that snow moved in tonight and even brought some brief whiteout conditions along Interstate 90, as KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk reports.
It wasn't enough to pull out the snow shovels, but today's snow dusted cars and roofs, leaving many across the region wondering, when will this winter weather finally be behind us?
I want sunshine in 80. I'm definitely over the winter.
But winter just can't seem to let us go. Last week marked the end of snow season for the city of Spokane, which asked people on Twitter whether they thought it would snow again. 63% said yes, and they were right. Late this afternoon, random snow flurries popped up across Spokane. This was the view from I-90 at Geiger Road. The brief whiteout conditions slowed down drivers.
I came from the valley to the South Hill and I saw it snowed one block and sunshine the next, and then it snowed really hard. And then it got nice again, and then it snowed really hard.
While the snow didn't stick to the roads, commuters couldn't seem to catch a break. Emergency crews responded to collision after collision. This one near Lewis and Clark High School on I-90 involved 3 cars and a tow truck. The Washington State Patrol says one driver suffered minor injuries. The wrecks brought traffic to a crawl for several hours. In Spokane, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Let's go right now to Night Beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Deputies in Stevens County identified a Spokane man who they believe shot and killed a 46-year-old man. Authorities arrested 56-year-old Peter Allen at Northern Quest Casino earlier this week for outstanding warrants, and he was already in the Spokane County Jail when deputies ID'd him as the murder suspect. The Stevens County Sheriff's Office says Allen confessed to shooting Derek Johnson, also from Spokane, during a fight on March 17th. Investigators also found Allen's car and evidence from the crime inside. He'll be taken back to Stevens County at a later time. Spokane police upgraded the charges for a woman wanted for setting fire to a house in North Spokane that had people inside. One person was seriously hurt in the fire and multiple pets were reportedly killed. Police believe 36-year-old Jenny Barden is responsible for intentionally setting the fire. Anyone with information on Barden's whereabouts is asked to call 911 immediately. And newly released documents in the Lori Vallow case shining more light on what we can expect in her trial. Vallow is charged with murder and conspiracy in the deaths of her 2 kids and her husband's late wife. The prosecution filed a response to Vallow's notice of an alibi. Her defense team's claiming she was in her apartment with 3 other people when the murder of her kids happened. The prosecutors argue she didn't file the notice in time. They also say they plan to call several witnesses who will refute the alibi. Vallow's trial is scheduled to start April 3rd. That was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, text the word NIGHT to 509-448-2000. We'll send them right to your phone.